Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Sideliner channel. Your boy Reese, as always. Last night, of course, we had another playoff series get closed out. Boston Celtics advanced to the second round in 6 games versus the Atlanta Hawks to take on Philadelphia 76ers in that second round. This series, to begin the series, obviously it wasn't very promising for Atlanta, going down 3-1, losing DeJounte Murray in game 5, and possibly, everyone was like, well, that's the series right there. That just wasn't the case. Atlanta in these last 2 games really proved that they're a team that could come together when they need to the most. The thing that hurt them in this game 6, in my opinion, was that fourth quarter stretch. They only scored 20 points in that fourth quarter when they scored 33 or more points in every other quarter throughout the game, 1. And then 2, there's way too many 3-point attempts in that fourth quarter. Stagnated the hell out of that game for like 3 or 4 minutes, just back-to-back misses for both teams, majority of those from 3, really stagnated the hell out the game. And then Boston was able to take advantage with a couple big-time threes. A Jayson Tatum crazy out of nowhere put-back slam, gave them an 8-point advantage, and they just didn't look back from there. They went on a 14-3 run in that last 4 minutes, and that was ultimately the demise of the Atlanta Hawks. Put them to rest for the remainder of this playoffs. To begin this game, first 90 seconds, Jaylen Brown was just he was just trying to be more keep his aggression going. It backfired for him though. One of 3 in the first 90 seconds. Ended up 1 of 4 with a turnover in the first 4 minutes. He settled in eventually. 18 first half points. Finished the game with 32 points, 12 points he dropped in that second quarter on 4 of 6 from deep in the first half. It was just a great showing for Jaylen Brown. He's really proven that he can be a consistent playoff player when you need him to be. Obviously in game 5, Jayson Tatum struggled just a bit. Even with the game that Brown had, it wasn't enough. Just a 2-point loss on the Trae Young game-winning 3, but still, you lost that game. Could have been a 5-game series and been out of there sooner, but they got it handled tonight. Tatum stepped up as well. Did it all in that first quarter, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Finished the first half with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and that 4 assists stayed steady throughout. For the rest of the game though, 30 points, 14 rebounds. Like, the man doubled his statistics going into for the rest of the game. 30 points, 14 rebounds, and then got a few more assists, ended up with 7. This was a back and forth game. From jump though. Well, Atlanta struggled to begin the game, 2 of 6. They called a timeout, spun it around. Boston was on a 12-2 run, called a timeout, flipped that run right back on them, went on a 17-6 run, something like that. And from there it was just back and forth. 2-point lead here, 4-point lead here, 6-point lead here, tie. Like, the game was what it was supposed to be. Like I said, just in that fourth quarter, Atlanta kind of fell apart, just scoring 20 points. Marcus Smart had a very good game as well. In that first quarter, the man dropped 9 points, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter for Boston. He was looking real good, looking like a real professional out there, a true point guard, fake passes, getting to the lane, setting people up for, easy corner shots. Marcus Smart looked real good tonight. Only finished with 4 rebounds and 4 assists, but his impact, of course, all over the court is always, going to be something you can't see in the stat sheet. You can't look at the scorecard and be like, oh yeah, that he was responsible for mucking this up. Marcus Smart's going to do what he do. Late in that second half, boxed the hell up out of Trae Young. Trae Young was 1 for 12 in that second half. Completely opposite of what he did in that first half, was just lighting them up. 25 points in the first half, 4 of 8 from deep, was absolutely cooking, and just finished the game off with 30 because he got boxed up on defense in that second half. Marcus Smart did his job. Malcolm Brogdon did his job when he was getting to the trying to get to the paint. He has to dish it off because you got Al Horford and Robert Williams down there to turn him from getting shots up, or he's just missing completely. Not to mention, in this game, DeJounte Murray went scoreless in the first half, 0 of 5. Didn't really get it going until that third quarter. He dropped 7 or 9 points, but only finished the game with 14. They needed much more from DeJounte in this game, who averaged in that first 4 games, throughout the first 4 games, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He finished with 14, 7, and 7, I believe, but 14, 10, and 7, but it just wasn't enough. Like I said, they lost this game because of that fourth quarter stretch, and I believe due to DeJounte Murray's ineffectiveness on the offensive end early on, as well as Bogdanovich wasn't being able to be effective from beyond the three-point line as he's been throughout this entire series. John Collins finished this game with more three-point makes than Bogdanovich. Something that, it could happen, but, it's not ever expected for John Collins to outshoot Bogey from three, especially, how hot Bogdanovich has been. Collins has been looking good as well in this past stretch. I think for this game, he finished with 16 points, and then DeAndre Hunter had 17 points throughout 3 quarters. I think he finished with 20. So, scoring was coming from all over the court. Clint Capella had 10 points as well. Sadiq Bey, I think, had 12. But that fourth quarter stretch, I'm going to keep bringing it up, killed the Atlanta Hawks. If you didn't watch this game, go watch that last 8 minutes of that fourth quarter. It was, you probably wouldn't want to watch it because of how bad it was, but you'll get reference as to what I'm saying. So many just shot attempts was just chucked from behind the three-point line. It was unnecessary. They had a 2-point lead at one point, but then Boston hit those 2 threes. Jayson Tatum with a putback slam, and then just blew the game wide open. I will say, though, for Atlanta, they have in the past 2 or 3 games looked very good without Trae Young on the court. That's not a knock to Trae Young and what he can do when he is on the court and a part of the team in the rotation. But when he's off the court, they've looked good, especially in this game. They went on an 11-4 run and took a 4-point lead in that second quarter without Trae Young and DeJounte Murray at the helm. He had 7 first-half assists, a true playmaking backcourt guard that you want next to your scoring guard. Obviously, we know DeJounte can get it going scoring as well, but he's a playmaker. He does it all. He's a playmaker. He's a rebounder. He can score as well. That's what he's known for. Early on in his career, the man damn near averaged a triple-double. So this is the kind of guy that DeJounte Murray is. Hopefully next season that, with a full season under their belt, DeJounte Murray and Trae Young can figure out how to play together on the court and be effective together. Because when Trae Young came out of this game, DeJounte Murray was a completely different player, attacking the rim more, running, looked way more energetic, wasn't just standing around. Obviously, when Trae Young's in the game, the ball's going to be more in his hands than anybody else, but you could really tell the difference in this game when Trae Young wasn't on the court to when DeJounte was in control of the offense. He looked like a completely different player. This game, like I was saying, was a complete dogfight, a game of absolute runs. One team would go on the run. Then right after that run, and the next team is going on a run. Right after that run, the other team flips it and go on a run. We might get a timeout in between, then another run. Like, it was just back and forth, up and down all game. And it was a beautiful game. Offensively, defensively, just team basketball at its finest. Unfortunately for the Atlanta Hawks, it just wasn't enough. Like I said, just 20 points in the fourth quarter. I'm going to keep saying it. 20 points in that fourth quarter killed them. I'm pretty sure Trae Young is going to go, and rethink what he did in that fourth quarter, how he could have been better in that second half, because throughout the course of this series, Trae Young was a fourth quarter performer. Let's not forget what he did in Game 5 to secure that win. 16 points for Atlanta in that fourth quarter for them to, even have this opportunity in a Game 6. In 5 games before Game 6 last night, through the first 5 games, the man had a combined 60 total points scored in the fourth quarter. That's what they needed. That's exactly what they needed in this game, and he just was not there at all. The one bucket that he did get was early on in the fourth quarter, and it was a 3-point shot, and then he got 2 free throws at the free throw line within the first 2 minutes. After that, he was a no-show. John Collins had to step up. Looked really good down that stretch. Looked like a true vet out there. Hopefully they can figure shit out with him as well, because this team is right there. This team is really, really right there. They're missing a few pieces. They're still a young team though. We can't, it's not like the Los Angeles Clippers. They have older vets that are proven, and we expect more from a Kawhi Leonard and a Paul George, but we can't do anything about, health. Nobody can control their health. If they could, everybody, I'm pretty sure, would play all 82 games. but that was just not the case. This is a young team. We just got to stay patient with them. A brand new coach he only coached his team for 25, 30 games, if that. So, you know, a year of DeJounte Murray and Trae Young hooping together, you know, another season of Quinn Snyder being at the helm. He got his 7th straight postseason appearance this year. Make it 8 next year with this team. I can see it happening. They do have, you know, a couple of things to figure out whether or not they move on from Clint Capella or not, because Onyeka Okongwu has looked solid for them throughout this entire season. DeAndre Hunter stepping up real big for them, especially in the playoff run. Bogdanovich, he's going to be around, and then John Collins. That's the biggest question mark for Atlanta. What the hell is they going to do with him? Are they going to trade him? Are they going to extend him and keep him a part of the team? They may have already extended him. My brain, it's not really processing right now. But, you know, does John Collins be a part of this Atlanta team moving forward is the true question. Everyone expected Boston to move on from this series, although it did have to go 6 and it was a dogfight. It could have went 7. That would have been scary for the Boston Celtics had this went 7, especially with the Philadelphia 76ers handling their business in 4. They're getting their rest. So this was much expected, Philly versus Boston in the second round. This one is going to be amazing as well. Hopefully Joel Embiid and James Harden come to play. Hopefully they're recovered from their injuries. And, can't wait. Second round is approaching, bro. We got a couple more series to finish off in Sacramento and Golden State. That's 3-2. Golden State with the advantage going back to Golden State tonight. And then LA versus Memphis as well, up 3-2. Hopefully both those series end tonight so we can be officially into the second round. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I feel like I be rambling way too much in these videos. I just like talking ball. And, you know, I see a lot when I watch the games. So I'm gonna speak on what I see. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. About to go get ready for the day. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. Drop a like, comment, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.